Hey guys, this is Mike from Mike Buys Houses. We were recently speaking to a homeowner this week who was asking, what is a deed in lieu of foreclosure? So this homeowner was behind on her payments and she wanted to know what that was. She had done a little bit of research and looked into it, wanted to see if it was a good option for her. So what she did was she reached out to us by filling out the form on our website. We had a no obligation conversation about what a deed in lieu of foreclosure is, and we kind of just went over the options, whether or not this was a good option for her. So if you'd like to do that, you can reach us at 267-984-4765 or visit us at MikeBuysHousesPA.com, and we would love to just have a conversation with you to see how your situation is going and maybe how we can help direct you the correct path for you. So again, you can visit us at MikeBuysHousesPA.com or give us a call at 267-984-4765. So here it is. We talked about what is a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So a deed in lieu of foreclosure is when a homeowner voluntarily returns the deed to the original lender of the property. So whenever a lender provides the money, a homeowner will then provide a mortgage, which basically says, I will pay back the amount due over the planned amounts, usually over 30 years with a loan through a bank. And when the bank then doesn't get their payments, they're able to start the foreclosure process. Typically, after like 2 to 3 months, that'll start. You can check out a couple of our other videos that go more in depth about the process. But basically, after a few missed payments, the lender is able to foreclose on the property. And instead, a homeowner is able to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure, which basically just means they're voluntarily giving the property rights back in order to avoid foreclosure. And this is done usually to avoid the credit hits. Again, you can watch our videos. We have a couple videos that talk specifically about how long it's going to last on your credit hit. It's going to typically be about 7 years. And then after the property deed is returned to the lender will then release the loan, which means that it will no longer have the right to claim that amount owed to it. But instead it now has the property deed. So that is what a deed in lieu of foreclosure is. The next thing we talked about is why a lender would do this, and this is typically because they're able to save a lot of money on the foreclosure process by doing it this way. Rather than going through the whole process, they're able to just offer this option to you, and then if you were to deed the property back, they get the property back, and it's a lot easier of a process for them, both as far as time and money. Think about the huge system and bureaucracy involved in a bank. There's a lot of decisions, a lot of paperwork, and it can take months for them to foreclose on a property, and that'll cost them thousands of dollars. So if they're able to do this, and it's also able to help you out, then it can be a win-win situation. So the next thing we talked about is when would a homeowner choose to do this. So a homeowner may choose to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure in order to avoid the foreclosure if they're having trouble selling their property. So if it needs a lot of repairs and just unable to find the right buyer, or if there's just not enough equity for the buyer to come in and fix the property up and then have it make sense for them, or if it's just underwater to begin with. If you bought the property recently and there's just been some situations that happened and you're no longer able to make the payments, then this may be a good option for you. You could do what's called deed in lieu of foreclosure, and that way you will avoid the foreclosure process, which can be really costly on your credit and make it significantly harder in order to get a property or another loan in the future. But there are a few reasons that a lender would potentially reject the deed in lieu of foreclosure, and those kind of can be intertwined. So if a property needs a lot of work, the bank may not even want to go through the process of getting the property back kind of until they're forced to, because then it's just going to be sitting on their asset sheet sooner, and that doesn't look good. Not that it really matters, but that's just kind of how they look at it. If the property's too underwater, again, they may pass on it, or if there's other judgments on it. So if the property is underwater and you're having problems selling it, then that's definitely time you're going to want to reach out to us. We're able to potentially provide some solutions that other investors aren't aware of, because we've spent a lot of time researching it, and this is kind of what we specialize in. So if that's something that you need help in, definitely feel free to reach out to us at 267-984-4765 or visit us at MikeBuysHousesPA.com. Just in general, if you are considering a deed in lieu of foreclosure, there are some other things that you may want to consider, such as a loan modification or a short sale. So you're just going to want to look into those. Typically, a loan modification, it's going to be required that the situation that caused the hardship financially is resolved. So if that was loss of employment, that there is now new employment, that's going to be something that the bank's requiring. Or you're able to negotiate with the bank to sell it at a loss for less than it's worth, and that would be considered a short sale. So another thing that you can explore. You can try selling the property with a realtor, consult with us, or you can reach out to some realtors. You probably know some. We're able to hook you up with some in our network in your area. If that is something you're interested in, we could definitely help you with that. But definitely consult with a realtor, see what they think you could sell it for, see if that makes sense in order to sell and maybe make a little bit of money or bring a little bit of money to closing, but avoid this whole deed in lieu of foreclosure and foreclosure process. May be a good option. You could sell it for sale by owner, and that's going to significantly decrease the amount of buyers, obviously, that are interested in your property compared to the MLS, but you will save on that realtor commission. So if there's not a lot of equity, that is a good option potentially. Or lastly, you could sell it to us if you just want to hit the easy button. We would potentially purchase the property via cash or terms. We can do either way and really provide a lot of solutions for homeowners. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to give us a call at 267-984-4765 or visit us at MikeBassHousesPA.com.